folks die.
Pretty cute.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You with us, Peter? Wow, we got a huge
Crowd. What a crowd.
Hi, Stace. All right, so we got the additions to the voting items. Public to be heard. None at this time. We're busy. All right, we would like to approve the minutes of the August 6, 2024 meeting, please.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the August 20th, 2024 meeting.
Further
How much was the
discussion?
20th?
Hold on. It says August 6th.
No, it's right.
Next is August 20th.
Oh,
It is-
it was probably August 20th.
It is 20th.
Yep, you're right, Peter, sorry.
Correction, please.
So minutes for the August 20th.
I said that.
Did you say?
I
I was
read it.
right?
Yeah, you did say 20.
Okay, you
You said 20, and I was looking at the August.
So we're just correcting on the agenda.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
further
second that.
discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Bob has to abstain. Okay. That's approved. Thank you. All right, department reports. Busy summer, Stace.
Jeez.
It is, winding down.
We're working on
The
the,
beach is closed now. I did hear from the Department of Health, they can let the lifeguards back in to pull the chairs out and have them now.
okay, so the algae's, no, I see it's moved north.
Yeah, it's gone. It was pretty much gone by Friday. It just,
Yeah.
just stagnant that day, afternoon.
Well, the lake was so rough this weekend, you couldn't have people in there anyways.
No.
And I saw one boat and that was it, that was parked in the lagoon.
Right. Yeah, there wasn't much, but it was a busy park, so it's good. And we'll still have the splash pad on. I mean, it looks like we're gonna have probably 80s in the middle of September, so.
Good, and so just for the board, Margaret and Stacy and I are working on the rates for next year for the park.
Yeah.
I'd like to have those for next year, next meeting.
I'll email them out this week so everybody has time to review and make questions.
There they go.
Yeah. Anything else, Stace? Tomorrow we're meeting with the DOT,
Yeah.
11 o'clock.
Going that way.
11 o'clock?
Yeah, 11
No,
o'clock.
they went right across.
Yep,
Yes, park office.
yes, we're reviewing 4th Street safety between pedestrians and the speed.
Right. For that crosswalk and then.
The second one, the new one, you mean? The one farthest down?
Any comments about this one, that people are not stopping for the flashing lights and stuff?
This is for the one between the campground
Like an asshole.
and where the
How
park
does it
offices
say
and
that?
the campground.
Yeah.
I did pull that one sign,
Yeah,
pedestrian walk, because Peter said he was getting questioned on. We put that there 4th of July because people come up the hill. And wasn't really for people to cross there, it was just like in the morning.
Slow
Slow
down.
down.
Slow
Down by the sign?
But
Yeah.
if they're taking it wrong.
By the
I
tent
just
there.
took it
Yeah.
out.
Well, I know the park looked good after that, those jet skis when they left. I went down the next day, man, I'll tell you what. You guys did a nice job. It was clean. There was nothing around there.
yeah, they were very grateful. They were very happy. I ran into a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I went down and watched it from the lake.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they
I
had,
was surprised how many people were there. I was really shocked how many.
So I just got a question. What's the plaque ideas for the flagpole?
Well, because this was something I think that was kind of a long time coming, because we've got that plaque there that has like 9/11 significance based on the blocks.
Oh,
So it just got me thinking based on the date, coming up, that we probably should get moving on some sort of plaque right up on what's there and make it significance.
yeah, we never finished that.
There's
Why
nothing
it's there and
there.
everything.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We should probably get some quotes. I don't know if Bill does them anymore. He might
Yeah.
over at Watkins Sporting Goods. Well, it's not that anymore, but he still
Upstairs.
does
Yeah,
things.
we'll have to figure find something nice
All right, good work, Stace, thank you and your team.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, did you, Terry, get the emergency notification?
I got it,
You got it?
yep.
You did?
Email, yes, I got
You
it.
did, Lance?
Maybe I didn't go reply all, I don't know, it's on my game, or thing.
Hopefully,
But yes, I got it.
now we got the code, so hopefully
Yeah,
we won't have another disruption this weekend or,
that's it.
Well, I think they need to,
I think that was a immediate plan, because we need to make sure the building's safe.
they need to listen to Jason and Stacy when they say move that sensor.
oh, yeah.
You can still keep it at the bottom, but you can put it on the side and keep it at the bottom.
Yeah, we got a sensor going off in the event center and
It's always in the middle of the night.
it's
Only in the middle of the night.
Saturday night.
Yeah, sure, no, that,
A spider will set them up.
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
And
Jesus.
that's, you know, if it crosses the beam or whatever it does, all it takes is a spider and.
well, what is it, a heat sensor?
it looks like a smoke detector.
It looks like a smoke
It's a
detector,
motion.
It's for the duct.
For the alarms, right?
Yeah, it's for the duct work particularly, because it's up in our, like,
If there's
utility room
smoke,
upstairs.
Yeah.
And Jason and I looked all over and didn't find it all the night. And so finally the guy came and he's like, oh yeah, it's up under here. You had to like crawl on the floor, on your back. And it was up under a duct, so we never would have found it.
Yeah. So that was Saturday. And we didn't have the code to get into the system, so we got that all worked out.
So we need to get one system.
Yeah, the goal is to get one, at least alarm system company for that building. I mean, maybe we can't have like, you know, for the HVAC, but at least for the smoke alarms and the sprinkler, it would be nice to have one company instead of having all these different companies monitor the building. That would be the goal.
That makes sense.
All right, thanks, Stace. No streets, everybody ready for Grand Prix Festival?
As I know, as bright as we can be, they're gonna be putting your barricades and everything up, so.
Okay. Everybody's off Friday, correct, in case there's some last minute thing that we,
Well, wastewater plants.
right, okay.
I'll be downtown anyway.
You know, the park office is gonna be open and I'll be on Franklin.
Right, okay.
I mean, I'll be downtown around 11, I'll get to my truck, safety, so, or inspect it.
Good luck getting through.
I'll go through the forest.
11's all right, till about 2 o'clock, then
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I'm going to Finger Lakes.
All right, so no electric, no water. How about us? Wastewater and superintendents, any additions, Terry?
Busy.
Police are busy, holy cow, are they busy.
What? I was talking.
Fire, the amount of calls that the fire department gets is unbelievable. All right, no treasures. All right, I'll take a motion to accept our department report.
I'll make a motion to accept all department reports.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. All right. We have a number of 33-gallon trash cans that we'd like to surplus. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion, we surplus 25 33-gallon trash cans.
Second.
All right, so,
Is that you, Peter, your second?
Yes.
Okay.
So what is it, leftover?
So over at the buildings and grounds shack over by the community center, if you go out in the back of there, there
They're
are
right
stacks
back
and stacks of them.
I've
And
seen
we counted 50-something, about 55, and then a couple big yellow recycling ones. This guy said they've been back there for more than a year, and that basically when we got the dumpsters, they just didn't get utilized anymore. So they're sitting back there, and he wants to clear them out, because it's starting to get stuff growing up in them and everything else, and,
Living in them.
yeah.
so depending on what the board would like to do, one of the ideas I had was to allow residents to first come, first serve to take them and put a sticker on them for their lawn debris. So that could be an option versus surplusing that, or people could buy them. board, but.
Are they they're metal or plastic?
Just plastic,
Plastic.
Rubbermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got two handles.
Right.
So it's
They only
really,
have a finite life on them, so they're probably not worth it.
they're in pretty good condition right now, and all the lids are open.
Yeah,
Like, they're not like decayed or like.
They're back by the baseball
They're
shed,
pretty
right?
good,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty good condition. I mean, for totes that have been sitting out forever.
yeah, I see that people are putting out those pipes with we have stickers now downstairs. People want them for lawn debris, so you can just put it out the curb, and I get more compliments from residents for thanking the team for picking up. I had a guy that's new to the area, he said, I've never had that in any municipality I've ever lived in. He said, I put something out there and in like an hour it's gone.
I heard about that now.
So it's really up to the board what we wanna do with them.
Well, I wish there was more of them.
25, you know.
Well, we
No,
do
there's
have,
50.
there's 50, but what we said, because we do use
Boy.
some excess garbage cans for different things, different events, especially like Italian festival, for example.
The question would be is how many do you think we have to hold on to? The board should
Must be
decide,
really
because
burning.
we just kind of picked a number, but,
Where'd they come from? They come from used stuff?
We bought them.
yeah, if there were parts and stuff forever, but we got the bins, so now the bins are laid out, and people are, you know.
Right, okay, so, yeah.
The campers like it better because then they don't have,
Well, there's always something
Well.
about it, but I think we got it under control. We were
That's
Friday
just
pickup,
without
and
saying.
Monday pickup, and that's alleviated a lot of the garbage issue.
so, you know, we could leave 20 just for, we definitely have times where we need extra, you know, like for the September 8th thing, we're gonna need some more cans out, for example. Italian Festival, we definitely do.
Do we put them down the street when we do like, it's Friday?
Well, what are we doing for that? Do we have WGIs or not?
Yeah, I worked it out with WGI.
So those would be donated by WGI, so.
Yeah, they bring them down every year, but they weren't going to this year, but then had a conversation with the management team, and
They couldn't refuse. Nice.
that's right.
They're nice because they're big. Big yours.
Yeah, so they usually put those out.
All right, so let's see, what can we do with those? I'm all for giving them away.
Well, the guys were all, yeah, so it all started because they wanted to get rid of them, but the guy said, well, can we buy them from you? A couple of them, and each, you know, the guys back there, because they worked there, they seen them, we could use them. That turned into that, and then Lori suggested we should give them, you know, a first come, first served to the residents, which is a great idea, especially with recycling going on.
We have the stickers, right?
Yep, and we have the stickers, so they want the stickers, which everyone that comes in is very excited about stickers. So, that went on well.
I didn't know we had stickers, I'd love to.
It's a yellow, it's just a square, big kind of yard, it says yard waste, and it's yellow. Just
Only,
about outside.
yard waste only.
Yard waste only, thank you.
That's the key,
The
right
key
there.
word,
Only.
only.
No dog poop.
Mm.
What do you think?
I like that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what else you gonna do with them?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, the sun's just gonna eat them apart.
Right, they're just gonna fall apart.
If the residents can benefit from them,
Take 'em.
yeah,
So then,
like don't do anything.
I mean, I would say if you got, if Fred's right, you got 50 of them, you put 30 out, keep 20 back for now.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, keep 20, just because we do
Just a
definitely
half.
need some for excess. One per household, first come, first served. I mean, they're just not,
As long as the taxes are paid up.
Bless you.
So you say you go.
As long as your taxes are paid.
We'd have to put something out letting everyone know that if they did that, either we have to set them somewhere, so, you know, I mean, we don't drag them all they want. They'd meet over there somewhere, we wouldn't put them over here at the office,
No,
obviously.
but what I
And
would
maybe
do is
just where you outside the compost then.
bring their name to the office so that you don't have everybody showing up there. Bring their name to the office, and then it's the first come, all right, here's the first 30 people, and then
Give them a sticker, 30 stickers.
It's actually not a bad idea considering
And the
every
stickers
morning
are over.
they do rounds every morning for bags, so they could even drop them off. I mean, they're gonna go passing by the neighborhoods every single day anyway.
well, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea,
Get the-
just have them drop
Just get their name and address and just drop it off with a
Mhm.
sticker on the,
So the first
Yeah.
30 or 40 people that register for one.
So we need to put it online or something, register.
Yeah, we'll put something out.
sticker drop off by the street department. Right, got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. All right, are we doing this truck, or would we decide?
Yeah, this truck is,
Okay, wait, we gotta get a motion. Don't get too far ahead of me here.
So I make a motion to approve the purchase of the used 2011 Ford F-350 pickup from the Catherine Valley Water Reclamation Facility to the sewer department in the amount of $7,500.
What's that, Mayor?
okay, value of the truck is around 12. I bought the truck from the village for 7,500. Now, the truck is too big for the plant. It's basically used for pulling the jet for the collection system. The collection system has been using the truck for the last
4 years.
4 years. Technically, they've been using it for the last 4 years. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
It is not the collection system's truck, it is the plant's truck. But since they need it, we surplus that truck, the JPC, you and Lori, just to fill the board in, we surplus that, we surplus the F-150, so that the plant can get two newer vehicles, because everything we bought for that plant was used. So anyways, all I'm doing is selling it to the collection system for what the plant paid for it, nothing else.
So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so who's the collection system?
That would be, well, I'm not putting a name on it. Right now, Nick serves as the collection system, works in the collection system.
Okay.
The way the IMI states is each village must operate, fund, and maintain its collection system separate from
That's
the
why we
plant.
call it this, that's why it gets confusing, because it's called the sewer
Sewer.
department budget. It's separate from the reclamation budget.
Right.
But yet they're both,
Well, they
we
would-
just call it the sewer department. So it kind of does kind of get confusing.
Yeah.
So being that he does, or that department needs a vehicle, and they need one that can pull the jetter, we don't use the F-350, it's just too big. So now that it's surplus, I am selling it to the collection department. Now they have their own vehicle, and I don't have to worry about it. The 1,500 that I have right now is in lieu of that F-350.
That was approved by the JPC.
And that was approved by the JPC, just as the next vehicle has been, we're just working out the details at the next meeting, has been approved, you're well aware of that, that the F-150 has been surplus, which I will pass down or sell to the street department. The value of that truck is some, again, I'm not out there to, the plant's there to try and benefit both villages, so in this case, it benefits us, or Watkins.
Well, otherwise Montour's gonna buy it.
Yeah, otherwise Montour wants the truck. But to go and buy a truck for the collection system, you're looking at $60,000.
Yes, well, we need a truck anyway.
You need a truck anyway.
Yeah, no,
Right.
So, and
there's
I
no
think.
problem with that. Truck's already amortized.
Well, I think the fact is the truck it's been paid for. It was paid for at the old sewer plant, that's where it came from. And everything from that old sewer plant, all the used equipment, all the used vehicles, everything, and even from Montour Falls, we bought all the used stuff to save money in the budget of that plant for the first start. Now we're at the point where we're just starting to replace this stuff and go from there. But like I said, both vehicles were already surplus by the JPC, so the next one to go will be the F-150, as soon as we get a truck to replace it.
So both these departments have separate budgets.
Yep.
Yes,
That's why you have to sell it.
yeah. No, I don't have to sell it, it's just
They can't use it.
it's too big for us to use.
I understand that, but
So that's the reason I'm selling it, plus the collection system needs a vehicle.
Yeah,
So,
they needed
Yeah.
one, but we just
They
didn't
have to
have.
have
yeah,
Yeah.
we just didn't have the money.
We need the truck, but it's already amortized.
Well, yeah, but it's way over, $12,000 is what it books for.
12,000 is the
It's
value
fine.
of that truck, and yes, it's a 2011 truck, it's a 2011 truck with 30-something thousand miles on it, that's it. With an immaculate body, there's no rust, no nothing, well, because it's garage kept.
Do we use that to plow
No.
land at all? You don't use that?
No, it's just solely for the collection and for pulling that jetter.
I don't think we have a problem with you needing a truck and how many miles are on it, or if it's pink or blue or purple. But
Just being passed from one department to the next.
I think what we're trying to get to is we already amortized this truck, and it seems like we're compounding it. Who's in possession of the truck when you surplused it and sold it for $7,500?
Me.
So we already paid for it
When
as
I
a
say
village.
JT, the plant.
Right.
Now, if I take that truck right now, I can go and sell that truck for 12,000. I mean, if we wanna go this route, I'll just sell it to Montour Falls, and then the village is gonna have to spend the 60,000 to get that.
I don't think we're-
I'm trying to say that that truck, it still has value.
I was just saying, why don't we just,
I can't sell the truck, or I can't
We
just
can't just
give
move
it.
a truck from one department to
One
the other,
department,
just
they gotta buy it.
because of the way the budgets work.
Because they're two
Because
separate.
they're
budgets.
separate.
Just
completely.
like, in the.
even for $1?
Mm-mm.
You can't sell a vehicle, a unit for
If I
$1.
sold that truck for $1, there's two people right there, not counting the other two people, that are sitting on the JT or the JPC, that would literally rake me over the coals.
It's both village and Montour money.
I understand that, and it's a 70-30 split, so the residents of this village already paid 70% of that vehicle.
But
And
also at the same time, they'd be paying, if we had to buy a new truck, like
We'd
you're
be
saying,
paying
we'd have to pay
full.
60.
I understand that.
If I had.
We're talking about a 13-year-old truck.
If I had followed the letter of the law, the village would have had to spend that 60,000 4 years ago.
Right.
Because by rights, excuse me, by rights, and the only reason that we are allowed to do so is because he helps out around the plant, and he helps out in Montour Falls in the collection when needed, and he's our collection guy. But by rights, he's not even supposed to work out of that plant.
Correct.
I don't have a home for him, so I leave him in the plant, and everybody's okay with it as long as we don't abuse him, which I don't. I mean, Nick helps, he cuts the grass every week for us in the plant. If we get really backed up on something, he'll help us out in the plant, and that's the reason I don't get any kickback from the JPC for having a guy in the plant. Again, that doesn't work in the plant. He's not an operator,
All right, that's fine.
so.
Further discussion?
I'm satisfied.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. All right, SRO agreement. So we looked at this and finally got it back from the attorney. So what this is, and I can't remember if that was pre-you, Steve, when we looked at it before. The part-time police officers, along with the county officers, would like to get it into an agreement for an SRO evening officer for sporting events at the school.
Additional activities.
You know, like
Yeah.
basketball games and stuff like that.
Yep. So,
But that might not just be sporting events though. Could be
right, could be,
Dance.
could be really anything,
Bands or graduations and.
whatever they need. So we have it split. Our village attorney has looked at it. I made a couple minor changes. County attorney has looked at it. They have approved it. There's odd even scheduling. So the one thing that we asked, and then it came back, is that the board at that time did not want full-time officers doing this because we were concerned about overtime.
Right,
So
I do remember that now.
this is for,
Well, I thought we decided that the school had to pay all.
Everything,
they do, Fred keeps track of it right now, and we'll have to track this separate. So,
All the SROs under one code and payroll, so you just pull that one code and it
Yeah.
brings up everything.
hi Charlie.
And is this the one where it's gonna be shared with the Scar County?
Yeah, So we have, I think, the even days and the county has the odd days. And vice versa. So if something happens where, say, Jamie Coleman, he's the one, the main one that does this, but, say Jamie can't handle the event for some reason, he's got something personal going on, then the first thing that happens is they go to the county to see who can fill in. There may
There's
be,
two, we have two down there, right? There's,
yeah,
Paul.
Paul and,
Paul and Jamie.
yeah. But it doesn't mean necessarily that it's just Paul and Jamie, it could be that, Officer G wants to do it because he's a part-timer. He might wanna get some extra money, so we have to track this separately and bill it separately. The total per year, cannot go in excess of 65,000. Total, that's for village and county. There wouldn't be overtime.
It's people that
Because
don't
they're
have
part-time.
overtime allocation.
So we probably should make it a separate code then, like, cause this won't set, like, so if we wanna search on who did the evenings,
Yeah,
I should make a different pay code so that that person gets paid under that, otherwise we'll have a separate rather than going back and looking at time
right,
sheets.
because I think it says in here that we will, let's see what it is.
I found a typo.
You did? Where?
Page- Let's see here, all the pages not numbered, but if you go to where it says community agency data privacy agreement.
You
yeah,
can see the pages, they're just not very bright, so if you go to the bottom left-hand corner,
Looks like it says 11, yeah, page 11.
okay,
It says 11 page. Now if you go down to number 6, 1, 2, 3, the third bullet down, I think it wants to put, the district will require complaints to be submitted in writing to the, it's minor.
yeah, I can't read it. Our copiers in dire
Do you
need
see
of.
it?
Item 6, you're saying, Margaret?
Go to, that's for your, it's hard to.
Right before the supplemental?
There.
Section,
Oh, you know why I did that? Because I transferred this from PDF to Word so I could, wordsmith it.
Yeah, it's
So-
a minor.
Well, that's what happens when you convert it, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I thought I caught them all, so good catch.
Well, it was easy to see, because look at how big the letters are.
Yeah, well, there was a few of those in there when I converted it.
And then,
So it's, extra security for the school, both Jamie and Paul have great relationships with the school and the students.
I didn't go a little bit further in, it says at the top, 1.47, the data security and privacy policy. There's there's a double quotation marks in the word new. Needs to be something.
Yeah, and I'll check it over again before I send it back to them, because like I said, I just converted it from a PDF,
Yeah.
and it always gets weird. And I thought I caught them all, so good catch.
It's still this Greg Callahan in here, too.
Where's he?
I don't know.
What did you say?
Item 5.
What page?
From the very
Oh,
beginning.
gee.
The same page we were on, I think.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
that's really interesting that no one caught that, including me. How about Kai?
Okay, that's the name we're looking at.
Yes, I will change that.
Oh, I see.
What if the school wants us in there, we're at this limit? It's like they have to sit there and confront us and say, hey, we'll come up with the money to have you here, we really want you here.
I think we have to renegotiate because, the one concern that I brought up before is we can't tax our 4 full-time officers because they want this, which I think this is a good program, but it has to be part-time officers also because of the overtime issue. It's really gonna be a trial to see how it goes. I mean, I think Jamie was doing a bit of that anyways. We've had officers there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
During sporting events, and so.
They do a great
This is
job.
a way
They-
for us to, you know, recoup the funds so that the village budget isn't being hit by.
Yep.
And to the point earlier, is that the current SRO program, we bill both for the car and for the effort of the employees. So that was one question I had, it's not, doesn't state in here about a vehicle.
That's my next question.
Yeah, so that has to be answered. I don't have the answer to that. That's a question that I have outstanding.
What was it?
Vehicle.
About them using our vehicle.
So even though these guys are SRO officers, are they allowed to come in and patrol?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so it's Officer Coleman.
I know they are.
And
Yeah.
Paul Schutz.
Yeah, they patrol, they fill shifts for us all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul's been out.
Especially when school's down, I mean, in the summer, there's like little breaks here and there. and
Yeah.
nothing anymore.
Jamie's here quite often. Phil Gaps, you'll see him here Friday with, vintage, it's all hands on deck, so.
Jamie's got more basically seniority, so he gets more of the film, I think, than Paul does.
Jamie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
been around longer.
So there's still more to discuss here.
Yeah, Ethan really wants to get this through because school's starting,
Tomorrow.
that's right.
Sporting events
Yeah, my
start
name's not-
Thursday.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say they start Thursday.
yeah, it was delayed because we've got a lot at the attorney, and so I got it back, and, so he's reviewed it and just pointed out a couple minor things, nothing big. Like, he didn't have any issues with it, basically.
But you're still the issue with car, like Peter brought.
I have to define that, that would be separate, because, from my perspective, is that it's not a given that they take the car, because with the car thing, right now, I think in the SRO agreement, remind me, Fred, I think it's $5,000 per year, but that's for the daytime SRO. It's not for, that doesn't include night.
And sometimes there's two cars.
Yeah. You're correct. And Ethan's not here, so I can't ask him. So if you're not comfortable, we can table it and bring it back next meeting. I can get more details on the vehicle, but,
But you said that's separate.
What,
That would be
why
separate.
can't, would the fee for the car be, it'd be less, wouldn't it, for the night? Because it's sporadic, or how would we do that?
we'd have to prorate it probably.
So will you charge them for the one during the day plus extra for the one at night?
Right, just no different than you're charging extra for the SRO evening officer.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have to define what that was.
Lori, would
Charge?
that bite into the threshold amount, or is this something above and beyond?
It'd be above and
Oh,
beyond,
all right.
from my perspective.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because this is all pay. 65,000 cap is pay. It's not, and these individuals don't get benefits.
Why can't we, can we approve this predicated that in your final negotiation you get the allotment for the vehicle, or do we have to bring that back?
Well,
Right, just so we,
could do-
for speed of play, just get this done and,
Yeah, we could we could approve it based on this and use the vehicle piece as a separate entity. Because it would be over and above the 65,000, we wouldn't.
Separate contract.
that way it gives you the latitude just to,
Mhm.
because it's not like we're out, we're gonna recoup.
Right. Yeah, and it's needed, I mean, they're anxious to get it going, it's just, we've just been delayed, we have a lot at the attorney.
If the experts are in agreement with this, I got no problem with it.
All right. Did we have a motion? We had a lot of
Nope.
discussion.
No motion.
We started backwards then, we don't usually let you do that. All right, we better get a motion.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for the, agreement of the
SRO.
SRO officer.
Evening.
This is for evening. Additional.
I'll second it.
I should just say additional, because it would be something that could happen during the day, couldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Not that much.
So, yeah, school activity.
Excluding the vehicle, you're saying?
Excluding the vehicle.
And who's negotiating, you, Laurie?
I'll bring it back to the board.
Oh, all right.
I'll second it. I'll second the motion.
Bobby
Oh,
already did.
Oh.
All right, further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. Charlie, we were talking about the evening SRO for events at the school, in agreement with the county and the village to support the schools. For like, and, you know, mostly sporting events, I would guess, but, so this is a separate SRO agreement. We'll get you a copy. All right, pickleball. Stace, well, let's get a motion,
Yeah.
and we'll fill you in on,
I'll make a motion to approve the application for use of the community center for pickleball.
Second.
all right. What day of the week is this, Stace?
So I met with Bob Decker this afternoon, and he's wanting to do, starting October 16th, which is a Wednesday, every Wednesday night from 5:30 to 8:30, all week. And it'll be approximately, said he's gonna max out the numbers at 40 individual players, two-person teams. So just looking for some approval on that. He will be getting insurance, which I believe will get separate from, his business and that. For it, and that'll be through EC Cooper, which the village is insured as well. I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
What time is that good?
5:30 to 8:30 in the evenings on Wednesday, which we don't have anything in there now.
That's great.
We'll have
Yeah.
roller skating on Fridays. Main thing is the fees on meeting, we kind of tossed around, ideas to keep it affordable, but still bring in money to the village. So it would be for 18 weeks, so we have 2 weeks off for holidays.
Yep.
So we propose $100 per player for that period of time.
That's great.
And that's just for the use of the building.
Yes.
Do you think we would need to staff it, Stace?
I don't think so, honestly. Bob's kind of in charge of it, he'd be like the captain of the league, and, he'd have to, be in charge of overseeing that evening. I don't see a reason to staff it.
I think it's a great idea.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll,
I think there's a lot of people already talking about it.
and maybe we'll have more, then we can do more nights.
Yeah, he's talking about maybe having like 3 courts be designated to more, experienced players, and then 2 of the courts be used for, less advanced players. And we're looking at that. I'm sure it'll take a little bit of a learning curve with it, but.
Yeah, one of the things we could think about for the future is getting, maybe league sponsors, like Maria's or somebody like that.
Well, I did tell him that Maria's has a really fancy trophy that used to be used for volleyball.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Don't spit your water
I
on
was
me.
gonna say, what the heck?
Aye.
No opposed, that's carried. Okay, go for it, Stace.
Move on here then.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I know you're doing a lot.
October 16th. And it'll run through March 6th,
All right,
I think.
need a motion to approve.
Yep, March 6th.
General audit dated August 30th. I don't know where the summer went.
Make a motion to approve the general audit for August 30th, 2024, for the total amount of $176,846.16.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, carried. Thank you. All right, 2025 wastewater training courses. Is that you, Terry?
Yeah, this is, the courses are coming up in Buffalo for, for Owen now, sending Owen to get certified for his 2A license. As soon as the DEC approves the dates, I will be signing them up for the courses, then I will be bringing, what the fees are. The basic ops is $975, I think, and then the next two were like $575 or $595 each. And then there's gonna be the hotel stay, which you're probably looking at, well, it's, what, 20 days.
20 days?
Well, it's a 2-week course for the basic ops, it's a week-long course for the lab, it's a week-long course for the activated sludge. And it will be all over the course of a month and a half.
Ouch.
A month and a half to 2 months that he will be signed up for them. And, so, you know, right now, without booking the hotel room and everything, you're looking at about $200 a night for the hotel.
Why wouldn't we get an Airbnb?
I was just gonna say that.
First
Well, we
time
can
seeing
look at
you
it.
sleep in a car.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Probably get, but we can
We take-
help you with that once you get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to help me with that one. I mean,
Yep.
we've always put them up in a hotel. That's just what we've done. I don't have a problem getting an Airbnb, but the one thing is, this is at Bus State, so you wanna be pretty close to Bus State. You don't
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
get into certain sections of Buffalo you
Nope.
do not wanna be in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we,
All right, well, once you have the details, you'll bring all the logistics back. What month is it? Do you know?
Well, right now, tentatively, it's starting in January. But until, they get the, okay from the DEC, it could start in February. I mean, the DEC may say, no, those aren't, good days. Now, the only reason we're sending to Buff State, or I'm sending to Buff State, is this is being done the way it's supposed to. Morrisville, what Morrisville does, is their courses are all over the place. So he may go on a basic lab course first, get in there and not know squat, because you need the basic sewage or basic ops first. And Morrisville may put the basic ops last, so whereas Buff State's doing it the right way. They do it the basic ops, the lab, and then the activated sludge. That's the order it should be in. So that he goes from one, the knowledge he gets in the basic ops carries over to the lab, and then the activated sludge is the advanced that builds on the basic ops. So
Okay.
what level does this get him to?
that will get him his
2A.
Two-way.
Then he's gotta wait 4 years. I think Brad is the one that's in line right now. He's already done the one course and he can go and do his 3A. Calvin's got 3 years, and then Owen will have 3. Well, Calvin's got 2 more years to go before he can go for his 3A. And then Owen will have 3 years after he goes, if he successfully passes this and the DEC exam, then he's gotta wait another 3 years before he can go for his 3A.
Who can get their 3A in a year, you said? I thought,
Brad can do his now. Brad's got his time.
when does Brad go for the 3A?
He don't know when he decides.
Yeah,
That's
he's gotta-
his choice on when he decides to go to
Oh, okay.
take that exam. He's studying and studying because between the 3A and the 4A exam, there's an 80% failure rate.
We've got a few civil service tests coming up.
Yes, they are,
Everybody seems to be in.
yeah,
Yeah, there's actually nice Airbnbs and it's cheap, because we've taken a whole team for regionals for a whole week, 4 days, 5 days, and families rented nice places right there near Buff State and UB Pool. Lot cheaper than hotel. They're probably average like 100 and a quarter to 150 a night.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Plus they're getting a
Well, you
house.
have a kitchen.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, let us know once.
Yeah, once I get the courses, again, these courses fill up quick, so a lot of it, once I have the dates, I'll be sending an email off to get approval, because we've gotta get them in the course as soon as you,
They fill up.
oh, they fill up in a matter of like a week. So,
Yeah, we don't wanna miss it.
no, no.
Yeah. Good
No,
stuff.
this is what I've sent every operator on, or every operator has to, these are mandated, they have to take these before they can even go and do the DEC exam.
Right. All right,
So once they pass that level test, and you said they have to wait so many years before they can take the next,
They
is
have
that
to
just
wait.
for on-the-job experience, or?
On the job experience, there's still another course. At the 4-year mark, I will put them in another course that they have, that mandatory have. And then after that, which, depending on how they score a plant when they do the new sheets, right now we're a 3A plant, but if they score that plant any different to a 4A plant, then they have to wait another 4 years on top of that before they can get the 4A license. And they have to train under a 4A operator.
And that's the reason for why you have to.
Is there like a
Yeah.
tutoring?
I mean, you actually have to.
Yep.
There's like tutoring.
See, right now I'm the 4A operator, so.
Terry, is there like tutoring or anything that,
No.
no?
I've had this argument with the DEC, I have discussed this numerous times with the DEC, that if you look at the numbers, between the 2A and the 4A, there's an 80% failure rate. Now, if you cross the ditch, there's an 80% passing rate. What is the difference? So if you look at the training is exactly the same. The training you need, the time, everything else. Where the big difference is, like for me to go and write my 4, I had to have 1,800 hours of education. They only need 200 hours. There's your difference. The DEC just won't get it through their heads that you're not training your operators enough.
Yeah.
But we're arguing with the DEC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if there was
Say no
something
more.
that can help them get ready and then
Any
go
course
take
I
this.
find, like Owen's signed up now for the apprenticeship with rural water. Now Calvin went through the apprenticeship, Brad went through the apprenticeship. I think Brad, we got $7,500 back from rural water. Calvin, we got money, I don't know how much. It was less. I don't know if we get anything back from Owen or not, but I got him signed up right away for rural water, and that's where he's gonna get some of his pump training, the math that he's gonna need, and different aspects on the regulations and stuff like that. And it's a free apprenticeship, it doesn't cost us anything other than, a lot of the training they do in the plant, and every now and then he's gotta go to like Penn Yan or Chemung County to their wastewater plant for a day for training, but it's been actually very advantageous to the village for that apprenticeship program. I mean, we're actually one of the ones that they use because we've sent every operator we have on that apprenticeship. And they use us a lot in other villages to say, look, this is what Watkins does. So, kind of a badge of honor for you guys.
Can we charge for it?
I don't know, Steve, do we charge for it?
Be nice. Yeah.
all right, thanks, Terry. Recycling. You have anything for us, Steve, or?
Yeah, maybe I didn't hit send. There's a red line. Do you see something?
Who sent that email originally? Because way back when, remember that stats that we got from who was it?
Mary or something.
'Cause we've got, our contract's up, it's up, correct, Fred?
Yes, it's,
August,
it was up in August.
yeah. So we gotta move on recycling. Soon.
Or anywhere now, because I could probably look that up. I think it's next week. But there, I know Steve did talk to somebody over there, and they sent, I don't know what you call it, but all the stats on.
Yep.
the-
We're actually doing pretty good as a village, stat-wise, compared to national rates, so.
I watched a show last night where a woman took her recycling and she put one of those
Air
trackers
tag,
in it.
yeah.
And it went to the landfill.
I think that's happening, a lot of that's happening.
Well, especially plastic.
That's what they say.
Is that the one
Those
in
trucks from
Houston
out
that
of New
just
York
came out
City
that?
tell me they're all,
What they say.
Yeah, so it's not, it didn't go to the landfill, it's being staged in a yard for a plant that's coming online in like 10 months, and I'm like,
Maybe.
it's in Houston.
Yeah, I was very interested. That
Yeah.
kind of gave me an idea.
But they did, our stuff is going to the Stanley site up at the Ontario County landfill. It's going to Casella Recycling. It's actually a MRF that I helped build. It's a very large plant, so they sort all the material out, ship it off the mills. They gave us our volumes, and our weights per month, so. Then I did a red line on the RFP, just some stuff for the board and Lori for you to look at, just ideas of, there are some parameters in there, but we should hold them, whoever wins it as a vendor, accountable for
Yeah.
feeding this information, so there's security, that if somebody says, hey, is this really getting recycled? Or, hey, where is this getting dropped? It's all written out in the RFP, so. Obviously, I didn't send it.
So let's get that out. So what happens?
I'll send it
Fred?
tonight,
Do we-
because I have it, just,
I mean, we only have two companies.
It's like three, and
Two or three.
it's Greenleaf, I can't remember what but it's, who's the big one, Casellas, which, and then, Swarthout, the Greenleaf.
you got Cardinal, you got Casella, Greenleaf, and there might be,
And Swarthout, whoever, there's
Swarthout?
Swarthout, there's anything.
Yeah.
They did every year, I think the last year they decided not to, so that's.
so you have 4 opportunities. Maybe there's a 5th, but.
Okay. So we need to get that out.
So we did that before, we had guys put a bid in. They
We
bid
do,
on
we
it.
have to,
Yeah.
because of the rate of it. And we did a survey, 73%, hey Peter, 73% of the residents wanted to retain it, which, you know, I think it's important. So we need to figure it out. How do we do it?
I have more recyclables than I have garbage.
Oh, I do too, I hardly got any garbage. Between compost and,
So my apologies. I actually also pulled together a red line of our last RFP and just put some supporting ideas in for us to
so we
review.
can get that, we can get it from you, then we can get it out. Last year, what happened is that our contract was up, and I can't remember what month it was. We just went month by month, and then we re-upped, so that's why the August date, I think it was, normally it coincides with our budget year, but, so that we know what to budget. So we'll move on that, because we're overdue. All right, just a couple of quick things. I have, obviously, Grand Prix Festival is Friday. So Peter's joining me Thursday night.
I think I'm gonna kinda sneak away for a little bit and
Okay.
go out.
Yeah.
You know, I guess.
Are you setting up Thursday night?
All day Thursday. I might. I'll try to squeeze in.
Okay. And
And
you're
that's
working.
at 6, correct?
What's that?
That's at 6 on Thursday.
Yeah, I think it, program starts at 6:30. I usually get there at 6.
I'm gonna
It's in the,
go over after golf.
yeah, it's at the, south entrance of the state park. And then, Margaret, I had on here the September 8th of that. You want to talk about that a little bit, so the board maybe would like to come next
Yeah.
Sunday?
Yeah, so it started out with just trying to get the southern tier brass quartet. Sometimes with quintet, sometimes with quartet. Here, Judd Spina is in the band, and, Stacy really, she really took it and ran. And she got another band, it's, I don't know, Fiddle and Americana, I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name
There's
of
gonna be
it.
an ice cream, truck there. There's gonna be a little, Lori's gonna do, a spiel about, the improvements made to the park. Barb Cullen, is gonna do, well, Barb, Chapman, is gonna do she's the president of the Historical Society.
Yeah.
She's gonna do a brief history of Lafayette Park, and, so, we'll get a good turnout, you know, hometown guy, Judd Spina.
Yeah, so it's 1 to 4, Sunday the 8th.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, 1 to 4 Sunday. And,
Celebrating
this was-
Lafayette Park, past and present.
That should be pretty cool, and this is something we did, with the Historical Society. They were able to donate some money, hopefully we got that. Did you get that from them? No. Yeah?
Yeah, there's, yeah,
Oh,
it's,
shouldn't I talk about that or something?
We have-
no, you're talking about the
We have to
wages
get
and all
past
that.
Yeah, because they're supposed to donate some.
Yeah, and she's got some cars coming in, so we're gonna
Yeah,
leave the
cars.
ramps there, from Friday.
Yeah, some local cars, or I had a few people ask me.
So kind of, like Lori said, it's kind of a nice way to tie up the whole Grand Prix weekend, vintage weekend.
So that's
Sun-
all funded by grant money, the grant money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I know it's-
Council of the Arts.
I noticed we're paying for their mileage, each person's mileage.
Yeah,
that's how they break it down.
What?
That's how they break it down, because they're
They're
unionized
union
musicians.
musicians, so it's a little bit more, it was a little bit more expensive than a typical band. to get for
Union
Tuesday nights and
musicians.
stuff,
We also
but-
got a break though, because it would have been 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they did trim it down a little
Yeah.
bit on, I can't remember
Yeah,
what the
they're
original
unionized.
price was, so they
Holy
tried to
cow.
trim it down. And Judd said there was one guy in the band that he likes to go by the letter of the law, or whatever, so, but we did get, what was it, what was the Council of Arts grant, wasn't that like 43 or 47 or something like that?
43, I think it was,
4300.
4,300.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, that was a nice grant. And then, humane, or not humane, historical societies donating 500.
500.
And then they're doing drinks and, the
Tea,
history is kind of
cookies.
interesting. I find the history of the park, and, you know, I haven't read a lot about it, but and they're keep putting blurbs up, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a neat event. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it being over. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I appreciate your help on that.
What?
I appreciate your help on that.
No problem.
All right,
We're squares, we stick together.
board concerns, new business.
So I was just,
Peter, where's your list?
can we talk about this fire department deal? Did you guys get rid of it?
That's on hold. We're waiting for Jason.
I sent Jason an email today asking.
He's
for an
got the
update.
updated form. There's a
Oh, that.
question on the insurance being provided by the individual, which our insurance company is stating is required. So we're just waiting for him to get back to us.
Okay,
And my
so
only-
nothing's changed since the email that we saw.
He
Okay,
had no
all right.
objection to the form that I sent out, other than the fact of the insurance, wasn't thrilled about that, so he wants to look into an option as far as with the fire company.
So the wording for the public building and the village property,
Everything, all
he
that.
was okay with,
Yep.
are we okay with all that?
Yep.
Instead of just.
We helped pull that together, yeah.
Yeah, there was emails going back and forth about the language in that.
All right, so then, as I was looking at this Coop Park, the kayak launch rental agreement, his insurance is a little bit different. Should it be different or should it be the same? We left out the $2 million aggregate.
Fred,
That may be because he's been going with that contract for I don't know how long, so
Well-
it might just maybe never
We
got
probably
updated.
need to update that, agreement to, so.
Yeah, but is it property, Lori?
Well, that one,
So, because there's more to lose than the beachfront at the firehouse. That's why, might be why it's
yeah,
different.
so one's 1 million, one's 2 million.
We just
Well,
send it over
no,
there.
it's, one of them has both, 2 million plus 1 million.
Yeah, this one's.
And that one only has 1 million.
This has been the standard.
Right.
This 1 million, but this is in our building, this is just covering his
So that,
insurance.
so without having the 2 million's okay.
I don't know, I think,
I think we should
Yeah,
send
this
it.
was
Yep.
based on our insurance company because of where it is, was my understanding.
yeah.
We'll send it over to Nicole and have her look at it and just clarify, maybe it just hadn't been updated, he's been with us for, I don't know how long, 5, 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
So it just may be that it
Okay.
needs to be updated,
Good
so
catch.
if they
Yeah.
say
Good
update it,
question.
when it comes to the renewal, we'll just tell him he's gotta get the most current requirements.
So the other thing I noticed today, what are they doing to that road to the sewer plant? Can't they just get a hose out there and wash the dirt off?
I got no say in that whatsoever.
They do, but it doesn't help, cause
No,
it's
they
like
got a truck
concrete
with
on there now.
it's trickling a little bit of water out of it.
And then they brush, they scrape.
The
it
brusher
with
comes
And then the brusher comes through and just pushes it into
Pushes
the
the
black.
mud.
It's a
Well, if
mess.
you look at the brusher, it's pushed it all over to the side of the
Yeah.
scales, and you got mud this thick.
Yeah,
It's the canal corp, I have no say in it, that's.
all day long they did that.
What do you mean all day? They've been doing that for the last 3 weeks.
All you gotta do is take a hose and wash it.
And then the
Get the
mud
fire
washes all back on, and they push it over, it
Right.
washes all back
Well,
on.
they've been running it constantly so that it, so that's not
It's a
full of
freaking-
mud and crap all
It's a
long.
mess.
But
freaking-
It is a
basically,
mess.
every time the truck runs.
It
through
is, but again, I have no say in what.
All right, I didn't know if that was,
I'm happy to call them and tell
but
them.
that's
they
our
have
road though, isn't it? That's our road,
Well,
Jesus.
actually, no, it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well,
they own it all,
technically
don't
it's
they?
Technically, it's not. We actually pay a licensing fee to the canal corp to be able to drive on it.
That's true.
Really?
And I pay that every year, yes.
But I thought that road was put in there for the sewer plant.
Well, it is, but.
It
Yeah.
is, but it's through canal corp property.
Ah.
Swamp.
Well, we learn something new every day. I'd like to get out there and show that guy how to wash mud off the road.
Why don't you go and borrow the fire truck and get a hose out?
I'd have that done in half an hour.
Peter, believe me, take a look at our vehicles.
I was gonna
So
say.
you
Oh, I know.
Clean that road.
And that poor guy in
I don't like
the
to drive
brush,
my car down there for
the
that.
guy with the
reason.
brusher, he's got this little window and his windshield wiper,
I know.
and he won't even clean the mud off it.
I was gonna say, they don't even wash the truck off, or the,
No, there's
the
no,
brush
sense-
off.
there's no sense in it.
So what are we doing about, so the table that we have for the people that wanna rent, wait,
It's
that's still tabled?
It's still tabled until, and we've got time, that's not.
Well, the first party I think that was listed on there was September 9th. or
Yeah,
something.
no, it's, yeah, they're quite a ways off.
No, I mean like
Well,
next week.
September 9th would be next week.
No,
Yeah.
it's,
October, wasn't it?
no, yeah, yes.
I thought they were October or November.
One's the
I thought one was in October, one was in November.
one's the 10th and one is November.
Yeah, all right, so we got a little time. And
All right, so what about the junior spec deal thing?
We didn't get any more, did you go up there?
I haven't, nobody's contacted me, nobody's done.
Yeah, we need follow-up on that, so we got no pictures.
He's gonna have, a letter's gonna have.
Is
to
that up to
send-
us to do that, or is that
To
up?
send a letter to him and say he's gonna have to supply pictures and we're gonna have to investigate.
Someone has to look at it.
In this deal with the Grand Prix? The 6-pack?
That's done, we didn't, nothing,
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that's all in the email. Yeah, Ethan, we put that to Ethan and they're not
the
doing
county
it.
and the village, but to the rest.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought his responses on the emails were kind of harsh.
They were,
I think
I
that's,
sent a very professional response back.
you did, very nice.
Mhm.
All right, so I see, Peter, you are here. Our meetings start at 5 o'clock now.
I wasn't up to date, I guess.
So
Sorry.
I'll give you a little grace period. Is there something we can help you with?
Yes, but I've got multiple issues that I'd like to address. And it all concerns county road, we don't do anything on county road.
Mhm.
I've got a deed here that says that the county actually owns the land for, like, it says the width varies on the county road. My number one concern is getting the people to slow down, going up the hill and especially coming down the hill.
Yep.
I've got pictures of, you know, different types of flashing things like you have up here on 14 that says your speed limit is such and such. They have those on little trailer mounted
Yep.
units that I just saw in the village of Lodi.
Mhm.
So they can't be that expensive. Can you join with the county to purchase that? Because the information I have is, the county says, well, that's in the village, and the village says, well, that's a county road, and nobody wants to take responsibility for the section from 409 all the way to the end of the village limits. The county just redid County Road 28. And they did 4 miles from the village limits, a little bit inside the village limits, all the way to 14A.
Right.
I tried to get in touch with the county, and I said, well, you've done such a beautiful job on ditching, culverts, and so on and so forth. Would you take care of the base of my driveway? They said, we don't do anything within the village. I said, okay, but it's a county road. They said, well, we don't do anything in the village. When they put in the culvert for Bub Shaky, his driveway is on my property, which is in the village of Watkins Way. There were 2 survey stakes that were placed when we bought the property that they tore out, and I told Kenny and Don Party, and I said, well, you're gonna replace those stakes. I haven't heard back from either one of them. I do have a call in to the county administrator, so I could get a better feel for who is responsible for that section, and then who do I call to maybe get some action on some of my concerns. The thing that prompted me to come down here is just last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, the village is up on County Road 28, weed whacking on both sides of the road. There's a sign that says, welcome to Watkins, a brand new sign that they just installed. I have, for the past 15 years, mowed that section or shoulder of the road just to make it look a little bit more presentable. Last week or 2 weeks ago, Ken Barber sent village crew up there, and they tore out what do you call it, trumpet vine, peony bushes, and echinacea that I maintain, and they said, well, who told you to take them out? And they said, well, we had a complaint that they couldn't see up the hill. So on one hand, the village is taking responsibility for maintaining it, but then on another hand, they say we have nothing to do with County Road 28. So, I listed off, what, 2 or 3 items. And there are others that we won't get into right now, but would someone from the village maybe join me in meeting with the county administrator so we can hash this out to maybe get something culvert at the base of my driveway. Because they did, you know, if you got County Road 28 beginning at the junction of 409, and just because that portion is in the village, yet according to the property deed maps, they show the county owns that entire stretch of land. And the width varies. It goes from 64 feet wide to a 2-lane highway up at Boshakin's again.
Right.
And I'm saying, all right, here we're in the village. It's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. When they put in the road 50 years ago, they made it equivalent to a state superhighway, and they even banked it because we were a racing community. I don't know. But the base of my driveway is 4 foot lower than the opposite shoulder. And we've been living with it for 50 years, but, you know, I'm so tired. I'm retired. I'm an old ornery fart that's gonna start, you know,
It's a good thing it's only part.
putting my, voicing my disconcern, I guess.
Yeah, well, we definitely need to get you some follow-up. Fred, just for the record, do you know who Peter is?
I don't know who Peter
Okay,
is. I've never met Peter.
Peter
before.
Wadinsky. What's your address, Peter?
Well, it's 150 Chestnut Lane, but if you look at Google, it's 251 Lee Road, because I front two roads. I prefer the Chestnut Lane
So,
address.
Terry, wouldn't it be Donnie? I don't think the county administrator
It would be,
is probably the
it
right.
would be Donnie. Peter's talked to me about the culvert. I have explained to Peter that the village does not do homeowner culverts.
Right.
That is in our law. We are not gonna touch a culvert on anyone's property. I've also explained, did some checking. Lee Road, you're right, is within the village. The only thing we maintain is our signs. So when the guys are weed eating, they weed eat around the signs. I checked with Scott, I checked with Kenny on that. They don't go cut grass up there or anything else. They just maintain weed eating around the
They
signs.
were weed whacking around
The
the
sign.
guardrail and,
There was a sign, that's where the sign is, the new sign that we
no, that's
replaced.
on the opposite side of the road. They were weed whacking the guardrail. If you look at Google Maps and you hone in, there's a section of land that's triangular, that used to be enormous, you know, way back when. And they have Bass Street, they have a little spur off Bass Street called Little Street onto Summit Avenue, and then
Yep.
Earlway Place.
Yep.
And that triangular piece of land, I believe, was maintained by the village last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And I'm saying, okay, if you have an governmental agreement between agencies and you decided to say, okay, we'll maintain that even though the county owns it. I mean, the village doesn't go to the county building and maintain their buildings
Right.
with grass and stuff. So you have the opportunity to save some money there.
So I'm just gonna.
Minimal, but still.
I'm just gonna ask, because we're not gonna be able to solve this for you, that Terry
I
follow
know,
up
I know.
with Donnie.
I'll try and follow up with Donnie.
Yeah, because I don't know. Now, the speed thing, I can talk to Sergeant Mosher about, because now that they paved it, people like to fly down there.
Believe me. In fact, I was coming out of my driveway 2 days ago, and a county truck coming down almost sideswiped me. And they definitely know what the speed limit is, but,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, it seems to be more local individuals that know school buses flying down there.
Yeah, and I think the county, to your point, I think the county has one of those speed, do you know, Sergeant Jumper? Yeah, so we periodically have put those up there just for that reason, cause then they also come down Stevens Street and fly.
Yeah.
They've been going a little slower there since we've been doing construction up there, but, so we'll definitely follow up with you on some of these things. You know, related to signs, we do mow and trim around signs, and we don't own the property, and usually we have an easement, you know, for that sign. I use the example of the one across from Tops.
But, you know, with the sign, they could have trimmed
Mhm.
rather than tear everything out. And they didn't even take the shrubbery away. They threw it into my woods. And I said, well, thank you for that.
Well, we've got some follow-up to do.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it.
Good to see you, Peter.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Sorry to
Well,
bring
sir,
you my problems.
no, that's
That's what
what,
we're here for.
that's what we're here for.
I wanna go up and check it out.
Officer
See what's going on up there.
Peter loves to drive
We're in a
around.
pretty rough neighborhood by itself, so.
Now, actually, it's a nice neighborhood.
It is.
Just gotta get the speed under control. That's number one.
Yes.
You know, I've lived with the front of the driveway since I've owned it, but still. I couldn't see, now that the county had the funds, I guess through CHIPS or something, that they were able to do that.
Yep.
And to be so petty as to not do 500 feet when they're doing 4.5 miles, it's kind of irks.
That 500 feet, though, is in very good shape.
Yeah,
It really is in good shape.
Well, we don't have any
From where
jurisdiction
they
over the
stop
county.
down at the stop sign, it's in pretty dang good shape for being in the village.
Point taken.
So why I'm not gonna put,
But what I originally went to, and I'm just rehashing it over, went to Kenny and Don and said, can you do something? And at one point in 2013, when the road actually washed out, they put a culvert in. But they put the culvert in so it actually made the dip worse. So they tore that out maybe 5 years ago. And now they got a steeper driveway. I went from steep to very steep. Anyway, thank you.
Great to see you. Okay, we're gonna move to
Thanks, Peter.
executive for performance issue. Officer Jumper, just so you're aware, because I think Ethan probably missed this, our meetings are starting at 5 PM now.
It's cause our soul fart's gotta go to
Forever
bed.
now, or until further?
Forever until we change it till whenever.
3:30.
just kidding.
Yeah, we,
I was over doing the open house at school, I would've been here sooner, but
no,
That's all right.
no
Well,
problem.
that's-
It's been quiet.
But
You know, people are tired from Labor Day, I guess,
yeah.
but appreciate you here. Good to see you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, I need a motion.
All right.
I make a motion, what do we do? Going to executive?
Move to executive.
I make a motion.
See you later.
to executive
Good evening.
Second. Thank you, Peter.
For personal.
All right.
You guys